Good day to our thesis advisor, Mr. Raymond Ray Saldoa. I am Jade Singa. I would like to greet you all a pleasant day. We will be presenting proposed study project titled The Wireless Mobile Operated Beach Cleaner Robot, together with my group mates, Ms. Hannah Janelle Cervantes, Ms. Sadja A. Mama Sabayang, Mr. Jancy Ford Kizon, and Mr. Dave Indoy. Let's have Ms. Hannah Janelle Cervantes for the background and rationale.
Thank you, Jade Singa. I'm Hannah Janelle P. Cervantes, and I'm going to discuss about the background and rationale of our research. So first, we have manually method. Manually work is taken over the robot technology, and many of the related robot appliances are being used extensively. Second, aquatic garbage collector. Beach pollution is a very serious issue nowadays, so human invented quicker solution on how to resolve it. Third, computer vision and automotive technology, one of the most complex and crucial tasks of a beach cleaner. Robot sit-up, in the proper detection of cans and obstacles. Fourth, counting system, a frontal claw was designed and attached to the robot enabling it to collect cans and other debris from the ground. Fifth, optical flow and obstacle avoidance is a good approach to estimate the apparent motions of the object that are getting closer to the robot, while it moves through the environment, allowing the vision system to detect and avoid the obstacle. Number 6, ranking technology. Racking machine can remove materials. Ranking is sized from the pebbles, shard debris, and seaweeds and driftwood. 7, sifting technology. It is a practice on dry sand and soft surface the sand, and waste are collected via pick-up blade of vehicle onto a vibrating screen belt, which leave the sands behind. And for problem statements and objects of the study, here's Mr. Jade Singa.
Thank you, Mr. Bantes. And now, let's proceed in the problem statement, which is to manipulate and minimize the problem as the wastages in river, sea due to polluted human consumption, such as plastics, electronics elements, metals, and etc. This causes a massive amount of pollution which will affect an aquatic creatures as well as the human life. It is also used in small-scale and large-scale industries to remove the solid waste from with minimum cost. Third, what would be the electromechanical component should be used in designing and integrating the robot project? Fourth, what are the strategies and techniques to apply to have a successful prototyping? And next, what tests and evaluation method to be used to have a successful and efficient of the project? And the last one, what are the possible options to apply if there is a major tendency of having a critical problem in designing an innovation of the project or prototype? And now, I'm going to tackle about the objectives of the study. Our main objectives are to evaluate the effectual planning on the design project. Second, to consult with our professor counselor to have a successful target agenda. Third, to associate with teams and former AMT students to have an efficient and to have less cost of materials. And last one, to develop our critical thinking skills to uphold our main purposes to have a successful prototype implementation. Thank you. And now, let's have Miss Sadia for a conceptual framework.
Thank you, Mr. Jade Singa. Well, I'm Sadea Mamisabaya. I'll be discussing about the conceptual framework of the project, which is the wireless mobile operated beach cleaner robot. We have the input, process, and output. Let's start with input. First, intensive research. We do intensive research to gain some knowledge and ideas about the project and know how to develop and improve the work performance of the machine in relation to our mission to provide a solution to our environmental problem in shoreline, beaches, and ocean. Second, Classification. We classify the technology to be used such as the sifting and raking technology. We do classify the electromechanical components such as servo motors, microcontrollers, and etc. Third, data gathering. We gather data about the advantages and disadvantages of the machine. And the last, we gather data in troubleshooting to repair some major problems of the machine. Let's go to the process. First, designing. In designing the machine, we considering various factors which will influence the performance of the machine. And the second, automation and testing. In automation, the development of this project includes a four-wheel vehicle and chassis is equipped and prepared with a cleaning mechanism and dirt box to collect garbage. We assemble and install the electromechanical components. In testing, we test the machine to identify the major problems and do troubleshooting. And the third, execution. To execute the main purpose of the robot to help clean the shoreline in easier and fastest way. And the last, output. We have the complete prototype. That's all, and let's have Mr. John Sayford Cozon for the review and related literature.
Thank you, Miss Adia. I'm Jancy Ford Bicuzon, and I'm going to discuss about the review and relative literature. A beach cleaner is a vehicle that drags a raking or sifting device over the beach sand to remove garbages and other foreign matter that can pollute the environment and marine life. They are manually self-pulled vehicles on tracks or wheels or pulled by quad bike or tractor. The device is placed across a beach and sea so that only beach sand can get through the lower basement. Floating waste like bottles, plastic cans, covers, and any kind of waste. The chain revolves with the sprocket wheel which is driven by the motor. The energy provided to the motor is electrical energy. When motor runs, the chain starts to circulate making the lifter to lift up. The wastage material are lifted by a lifter teeth and stored in a collecting box. Once the collecting box is full, the waste material are removed from the box. It does not need more human labor for the wastewater cleaning, and this can decrease the chance of health problem of the worker in related on his or her job. Also, the method is less as compared the conventional method. And the conceptual design, here's Mr. Indoy.
Thank you, Mr. Kazan. So the mechanical design involves construction of bin or collector, fabrication, mesh system, spring tines, DC motor, and the conveyor. So I guess we're familiar the conveyor and the DC motor. So let's start to discuss. So the first is spring tines. Spring tines in the cleaner of robot are used for machinery and equipment for sand sifting and collecting large debris. And the second is bin or collector fabrication. The primary collector is a small bin used to store the waste immediately after being swept by the roller brush sweepers. And the lastly is the mesh system. Mesh system is the variety of shapes and diameters of mesh to ensure optimum sand sifting. And that's all for today. And have a good day.